Hello everyone, my name is Brian, this is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Malia. It's a day later, and we've played a couple games. Let's check in on the schedule. Hasn't been great, hasn't been terrible. We drew on the road against Ihon. Certainly against a team of Ihon's caliber, you prefer to win, but it is a road game, so I get it. The problem, of course, being if we are truly competing for La Liga, you can't afford to draw games, because Barcelona. We did Valencia 3-0, and then we won the first leg of our Conference League semifinal against Aston Villa 2-0. And we proceeded to rotate the squad heavily and lost 2-0 in a road game to Real Sociedad. Had a decent amount of XG, just didn't convert it at all, and they converted their opportunity, so bit frustrating. But that leaves us this game against Aston Villa for the Europa Conference League semifinals. Nothing has changed in terms of transfers. In terms of injuries, Matsima's broken leg. We've had some minor stuff pop up, but nothing significant. I'm just clicking buttons at this point. No transfers, still just doing the usual shuffle, trying to find youth prospects for the future, as well as transfers in, checking out currently players whose contracts are expiring. Should have done it earlier in the year, because ideally you can sign the best of them, theoretically, at least out of the country, in the winter window. But what can you do? So yeah, that's where we're at, and let's just go ahead and jump into this critical game. And so this is what we're going to go with. We're going to play Santos up top and Callio on the right wing, Traore on the left wing, Daniels, Jim, and Yusuf in the middle, Sammy and Sessingen on the wings, the wing backs, that is, Riyad Hamidi at center back, and Babangida in goal. It's deciding if I want to put Mortalisao in as an option off the bench. Right now, the only center midfield we have is Gayabua to come off the bench. I think I do want to put him on and take one of probably the Kones off. Let's take Aristides off. Serge will come in if we need to replace Santos. Abby will come in if we need to replace Traore or Callio. Gayabua can come in for defensive midfield purposes. Sal for Metzala. Ananu, center back, right back. Boyama, left back. There we are. Decent motivation, but not as much as you'd like. They will come out in a 4-2-3-1. They have their own Sal. Ours is on the bench, as we know. And here's our 4-3-3 we just went over. We get to wear our blues, Villa in red. Nice, color on color. In American sports, in particular football, we don't get to go color on color that much. The rules for a long time stipulated that one team needed to be in white. This was this was to primarily for the benefit of old televisions, to create clear contrasts. But there are some occasions where teams agree to wear color on color. The UCLA USC college football rivalry. Oh, beautiful start for us. Theo Jim playing up to Jeffrey Santos, his 23rd of the year. Santos, if I haven't given you a new contract, I need to. A nice long one with a big release clause. Theo Jim just continuing to develop expertly as well. Threat with both the pass and the shot. And get to feel pretty safe that find some wood to knock on, that we will be moving on. But anyways, as I was saying, the college football rivalry between UCLA and USC, two colleges, two universities, University of California, Los Angeles, and University of Southern California, which is also in Los Angeles, an inner-city rivalry. Every year they play color on color. They're supposed to receive a foul for doing so, but they have mutual understanding to waive the foul every time, so that they can play red and more scarlet, maybe even cardinal, and gold versus light blue, and that looks very nice. Has good optics. I've long wanted to see at least my local college football rivalry do the same. It would be scarlet and gray on blue and maize and blue, probably blue primary, maize secondary, maize being a shade of yellow. All right, Alvarez plays it back to Pelmard. It was a very quick first half. I approve. It felt like Villa had a lot of pressure on us in our home game. They kept pressuring down the pitch a lot. That was a bad pass from Daniels, obviously. Don't love to see that. And so I was very pleased to turn that into a 2-0 goal advantage. You know, didn't get to see much of the first half here because, well, they just didn't show us much, but didn't seem to have quite the same pressure, though they seem to certainly have it on now. Daniel slightly stonefoots that one, but defender can't pull it away. Unfortunately, Daniel's shot goes roughly right to the hands of Iverson. He's going to punt it, play it long, and Meaty heads it. Plays it up to Jim, to Santos. He's going to play it out to Callio. Callio making a bit of a run. We'll need to pivot back. Yep. Plays it for Jim, but isn't well played, and Jim continues the train of bad passes right into a defender. That was a little scary, just by being from so far away. He took it confidently. But, at that distance, come on. Be a true golazo to nail that against us. McGinn over to Sao, up to Menino, Diop, Concio, and we dispossess. Yep, have a nice little kickabout, boys. Don't need to push. Maintain possession. Find the open man, pass him the ball. And Daniel's out to Traore. Back to Sammy. So, yeah, we're going to need to fill in some gaps next year. Traore finds Jim streaking forward, looking for an angle. No, blocked, but Jim is the first one there. Dispossessed. So we need to find a new left wing to supplant Traore, as he will be leaving the team. Abbey is an okay left winger at best. He's much more useful because he can rotate between all three attacking spots. Just barely catches the corner of the net and bends it in. It's a nice shot. Very pretty. Don't love Sammy just kind of drifting off him after the pass away. Like, hey, that's still your man, even though he just passed the ball away. Why don't you just stick on him and make sure he doesn't get it back? Awkward little exchange between Jim and Callio, but works out. Ball goes to Santos, and over the net. Right now, afraid of the buttons. We're up 2-0 overall, so I guess we could hit praise. That might get them to respond well, but I'm not going to take the risk. But, I'd like to have a reliable left wing, preferably starter. As I've mentioned, I'm trying to get Aristides Kone comfortable there, but I think that's going to be a long-term process. And he's also valuable at right wing, so I got to figure out the proper balance of that. And then Sergei Kone plays up top behind Jeffrey Santos. Everyone in the middle comes back. Don't see any need to change that. The Jim, Daniels, Gayabua, Sao, Yusuf, 5 some or so. Occasionally with a center back like Metsima playing. Oh, good save by Babangida. I mean, if he'd saved it, it would have been better instead of rolling it across into another corner, but we'll take it. Outswinger. Riyadh easily heads it away. Unfortunately, Coleman is going to be the first one there. Alright, 70th minute. Callio is gassing out. He's also a bit upset due to that contract situation. Well, he's also just always aggressive, but let's move Abby into the lineup. Yeah, I think that feels like a fine move to make. We might space our subs out here to burn clock as a, subtle, not so subtle clock burning maneuver, something we don't usually do, but in the semifinals of a major tournament, I think it makes sense to take every advantage we can find and make for ourselves. Good block by Traore. Poor job of sticking with Cancio, but after passing it in, nothing much comes of it. Alright. Chad Daniels isn't having the best of days, and he's a bad penalty taker, as much as that matters. So we can go Sao, or you go Gayabua. Uh, 10-10. I'm kind of looking at their defensive stats. 11-13. I think I want Gayabua. Given the lead. We'll switch Jim over to play attacking center mid and leave Gayabua over at Metsala. Wants me to take off Hamidi. I'm loath to do that. Let it run a little longer. Traore is where I'd lean to take someone off. It's a question of how do I reconstruct the team. I need to swing Abby over there, play Santos back at right wing, and move Serge Kone to the top. Sounds right, though. Kone's a bad free kick taker, or a penalty taker, if again, just as a long-term speculation. Well, it was not terrible. Sammy's gassing out a little bit. It's not having the best of days. Alright, we'll make that our last substitution for the time being, and hopefully just all time. Okay, good to see. 89th, 90th, 4 minutes of stoppage. Jim got a cut leg. Oof, nice job out of the corner by Sessignon. A great header there, and a Traore on a solo attack. Well, that was the world's most embarrassing goal. But it's... just kind of puttered his way there, and Iverson dove and just missed it, and Traore just kept dunking. And that'll have to be it, right? Can I take him off? Like... Yeah, okay. I was hoping it would give me an opportunity to take Jim off with that extra goal lead. No need to, stretch his injury out, even though it is probably just a gashed leg and thus largely cosmetic, but I'm sure it's painful. But not long-term structural. And there you go. We are victorious. 2-1 on this one, 4-1 overall. Hearty kudos to the team. And Valencia just needed exactly what they got, a 0-0 draw after they won 2-0 in the first leg. So it will be an all-Spanish matchup in the finals. trip to San Mamés. So it is Valencia versus Melilla in Bilbao. So that's a bit fun. All Spanish all the time. Jim, yep, out 49 days, probably the next game. We earned a little over $2 million for that. I certainly am happy to receive any prize money they want to give us. And let's see how that dictates the schedule. I think we will probably... The odds are pretty good that this is the last video of the year, that I don't try and do a double shot. We are currently 4 points back of Barcelona. Now, if we have a chance to win the game and win La Liga in the last game of the year, I will certainly put together a video. But they're just tearing through everyone other than PSG right now. I'll draw to Granada, but road trips to Valencia and Sevilla aren't nothing, I guess, but I'm a little skeptical since it's a 4-point deficit that we'll be able to actually close to make it a reasonable thing. In fact, I just really hope we can hold off Real Madrid and maintain second place, even though there's not prize money for individual placers. So that's where we're at. I will be back possibly with this game against Elche on May 20th. But I'm a little skeptical, but I will definitely be here for the Europa Conference League finals. Can we hoist our first major trophy at Melilla, as major as a Europa Conference League title is? Once again, thanks for joining me. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment to address anything you've seen, any mispronunciations, or anything that strikes your fancy. Always love to hear from you. And I hope you have a very lovely day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.